Hey guys, it's me. I hope you enjoyed the video. Personally, I found the conversation extremely disappointing. I don't get to talk to Groypers that often because most of them are banned off of Twitch, and so it was a unique opportunity to have back-to-back discussions with Groypers, people of a completely different worldview, a one that I find personally disgusting, but I still find it interesting to engage with because I find their beliefs abhorrent but wild and still interesting to me on a conceptual level, and I want to interact with it, right? I want to talk to them about why I think their views on nations like Israel are just completely backward, because I find that the Groyper and like alt-right view of Israel leaves exactly zero room for nuance. It has a very black and white view of the world, as Israel is this all-controlling, all-powerful force in America that has no comparison, and it relies, this position on lobbying relies heavily, very heavily on ignorance, on a complete lack of knowledge of how lobbying based in foreign countries works in the United States. While there are definitely special aspects of our relationship with Israel, definitely when it comes to religion and the American evangelical community, this view that this person just perpetuated on my stream and tried to push out and then got very angry when I gave the slightest amount of pushback back to his positions is based in ignorance. Lobbies like AIPAC are extremely effective at lobbying, but so are other nations. And the nation I brought up, which is one of the most obvious examples to someone like me, is Taiwan. The Taiwanese government and the Taiwanese nation state have had extremely effective lobbying groups, like working in America for forever, man. During the Cold War till today, we've seen a complete shift in how the public views Taiwan from an American foreign policy standpoint. For the first time ever in American history, the majority of Americans say that we should defend Taiwan in a case of war. While we've always generally had a population in America that's supportive of Taiwan, that is a new statistic. One that lobbyists in Taiwan and in DC have been working to push the American public towards forever. And when we see bills like the Taiwan Relations Act that helped guarantee much of Taiwan's national security and military aid and trade deals and stuff like that, that bill was lobbied for by lobbyists working on behalf of the Taiwanese nation state and by other American politicians who were super sympathetic to Taiwan. But this isn't unique to Taiwan. Like, he tried to make it sound unique, the military aid we give to Israel, even though we just ended one of the largest military aid programs in history in Afghanistan just a few months ago. It wasn't that long ago. We were giving the Afghan government and the Afghan military tons of military aid. Not only that, but he said that same position while right now we are dumping tons and tons and tons of military aid to Ukraine. Does this mean that Afghanistan controlled America? Does this mean that Ukraine controls America? No, it means that there's effective lobbying groups on behalf of these certain nations working within the United States, and certain strategic planners are making arguments based on national security as to why we should defend Ukraine or why we need to continue to support the Afghan government in Afghanistan. And you can disagree with those arguments. You can say that I think they're bullshit for this A, B, and C reason, but you can't pretend that Israel is this all-special, all-powerful force, and it is special in its ability to lobby on behalf of its interests within the United States, even though it's not the first country to do so, and it won't be the last country to do so. This view is based purely upon ignorance of how lobbying works, and I really wish we could have gotten into the nuance of that conversation, but the person was not interested in the nuance of the conversation, and that's why the conversation ended in insults. Hopefully one day we will be able to get into the nuance of America and Israel's relationship in a separate conversation. Maybe next time.